When a woman sees that child, she forgets all about her anguish. What does that mean? No, it doesn't mean she can't, this still doesn't hurt. She means the joy overwhelms the anguish. This is an amazing statement. I've actually seen that 2 or 3 times. And for Jesus to say, in spite of the fact that I've gone through infinite labor, I'm going through infinite blood, I'm going through infinite suffering, I'm going through infinite cost in order to bring you into the world so you can have God's grace and you can be born again. When I see you turn to me, when I see you born again, when I see you turn to me with your face toward me in faith, all of my suffering's worth it. I'm like a mother laughing through the tears of my labor, seeing the child born and put on my tummy. It's an amazing, absolutely amazing image and metaphor. And if you think about what that means, about how Jesus Christ looks at you, if you turn to him, it's life-changing. It's transforming. There's one more thing to think about, and only one. What does this look like when it comes into your life? How do you know you're born again? Or if you are born again, what do you see? Now we can get to chapter 19, finally. And you know what chapter 19 shows us? 2 old, prominent, top of the social chain, the food chain men, Joseph and Nicodemus. They do 2 things. The first thing is they go right to Pilate, right to the Roman governor, right to a man who's just executed this person, Jesus Christ, for treason, the kind of governor who will be suspicious of any sympathizers and who might actually arrest his sympathizers on the spot and say, give us the body. Incredible boldness, incredible courage. They don't care. They know the danger. They don't care. It's probably the most manly thing they've ever done. But on the other hand, they personally anoint the body. They take the cadaver. It's smelly, it's old, it's bloody, and to anoint a body and to prepare it for burial was one of the most smelly, one of the most awful, one of the most demeaning things. Who did that? In that society, the only people who ever did that were who? Women. Women, because they were at the bottom rung of the ladder. And yet something has happened to Joseph and Nicodemus that they're not embarrassed to do this. It's not only the most masculine thing they've ever done, it's the most feminine thing they've ever done. They don't care anymore about their class, their station. They don't care about their macho pride. They love the one who did this for them. There's a boldness and a humility that they never had before. They're far more bold and far more humble, far more confident and far more tender and intimate than they've ever been before. Why? Because you see, religion, or even irreligion, that bases your self-image on your performance, they can either give you a boldness if you're living up to your standards, but not a humility because you're proud, or it can give you a humility if you're failing your standards, but not a confidence because you're discouraged. But the gospel is you are more loved than you ever dared believe. At the same time, you're more sinful than you ever dared believe at the same time. And that, on the one hand, takes those streetwalkers, on the way to the Harvard Club, and if they're born again, it lifts their head up so that they can be as proud as anyone because the Lord of the universe loves them. But it also takes the head of the people in the Harvard Club and brings them down and says, but you're a sinner who needs to be born again, and you know better than anybody else. The gospel gives you that unique combination of boldness and humility